Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Season 3, the finals of the Season 3 PPTQ here at GameSwap Mason, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. Like I said, this is the finals of the top 8 of our PPTQ, our modern PPTQ. That's Preliminary Pro Tour Qualifier. The winner of this match gets an invite to the RPTQ in December, which will feed into the first Pro Tour of 2019, which we have confirmed is in Cleveland.
Oh boy.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Cleveland.
Yeah, for all of us Ohio dwellers, we get to go all the way to Cleveland for the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Or for the Pro Tour.
It might as well.
It might as well be a Grand Prix. I always thought, like, yeah, I'll go to Cleveland for a Grand Prix. Totally. Like, we can go to the next one that. We can go to the next Grand Prix that's there, but not the Pro Tour. I was hoping to go to, you know, if I ever get qualified,
I know
if we ever get qualified, I'd rather go to, like, you know.
I know somebody who went to Kyoto, and, like, Belfi got to go to Spain recently.
Yeah. So this is a pretty good start for Hunter over here.
Yeah, dude, these Elvish clan colors seem...
All right, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
What are we watching? Are we going to watch him bolt something?
We're going to watch him path something. So what Justin has done here is he has cast Field of Ruin on Hunter's green-black land to get a plains, so that he can get a plains so that he can path something. That is so cool.
Yeah, use it to fix your colors.
Yeah.
We're going to path the Nettle Sentinel, which is probably the strongest single card on board right now.
It's a 4/4.
It's a 4/4 that makes... Heritage Druid, insane.
Yep. The Shocklands.
Man, you guys are killing me with these like Ravnica spoilers. I can't even look.
I can't get to the hookah bar fast enough so I can use my laptop and look at these Ravnica spoilers. Okay. Okay, I was so worried the Shocklands weren't going to get reprinted because, like, the only thing keeping the Shocklands at where they are and where they've been at for, like, the past 6 months is that we knew we were going back to Ravnica. If we weren't going back to Ravnica now, they would skyrocket. And as soon as they were confirmed not reprinted, bam, they spike. And I'm like, okay, let's see if we get them. If we don't, what are we going to get? We're going to get completely new... We're going to get a completely new cycle of lands. They're probably garbage. I think Wizards has finally learned what they can and can't do, or really rather what they should and shouldn't do on a land, what really gets people going. And the Shocklands are a slam dunk. So here we see 3. I love this. There are
Elvish clan colors.
There are 3 3/3s on the board. This feels like Merfolk, dude.
What are you talking about? It's just mono green Merfolk.
Yeah.
Daniel was looking to put together Merfolk a while back because he was just like, dude, it's just blue elves.
I like the clan collar. There was speculation when...
Oh my god, he just Coco'd into 2 Archdruids. He has 5 lords in play right now.
Oh boy.
He's madman. He's absolute mad lad.
Oh boy.
There were 5, or was 4? There were 5 lords in play.
If Justin doesn't get a board wipe here soon, this is going to be...
It's just going to be just like an attack and you're dead.
Yeah. There's a path, so it slows down the bleeding a little bit, but my goodness.
There's actually 20 power on board right now.
Yeah?
Like, there's actually just 20 power on board.
Oh.
Each of these is giving...
Oh my gosh.
Each of these is responsible for 3 damage, like 3 power, 1 for each.
The Elvish Archdruids are both 5/5s, and then the clan collars...
All 4 of them are 5/5s.
No, these are 1/1s.
Well, I thought these were 2/2s.
No, they start out as 1/1s, and then they can search for themselves. There's a Oh man!
Yeah, this deck is be game.
Man,
that has to just be game. You just have one of those archers to activate, and that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, there's 19.
Yeah, well, he can chump block 1 and path another 1, which means that.
It gives trample though.
I know it gives trample, but that means that not all of it goes through. And he has path, snap, path. So Justin is in this game. Hunter's just figuring out where he wants to go from here, but this is pretty strong for Hunter.
Oh, man.
And Justin has to use a lot of resources just to stay in this game. This is looking really good on the Elves side. Man, this deck is good.
You know what Hunter should do is just tap one of these and use the ability to go search for the last clan collar.
It gives him another turn to find board wipe, but he's got to find it quick.
Oh, yeah. He only plays the 2, right?
Yeah, he's got the 2. That's true.
Is his Guru Land signed?
That one is.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That one is. That's, yeah.
That's a lot of, like, that's a lot of money for a signature card, but, like, it's still sweet.
It's an old one. That Therese Nielsen has a much more elaborate signature now. So this is probably back when, you know, the Guru Lands weren't like that big of a deal.
Oh, that's probably true.
Her signature's really nice, though. I unfortunately don't play any cards from Therese Nielsen.
How would one get into the modern format? Well, you really just need to find a deck that you like, and
pay $1,000 for it.
And then just go down to your local F&M and start playing. Well, you know, you got to find the night that your local game store does modern. Not every store is Friday night. You just got to find when the local tournaments are happening, and just
I would really recommend starting off by like playing standard and then transitioning from standard into modern. Maybe some of your standard cards are also playable. Like all the cards, obviously all the cards that are legal in standard are legal in modern. But what I'm getting at is sometimes there's a deck archetype that catches on, or a card that's particularly good in both formats, and it allows you to transition from standard into modern. We saw that in the past couple of years with Collected Company. Collected Company strategies were able to, like, Collected Company was an archetype that imported from standard into modern, and so it's things like that. If you play standard for like a whole cycle, some of your cards will probably be good in modern, and then you just kind of go from there.
I like this comment. Just proxy out a deck. Just look at deck lists, find one that you think you might like, or find a couple that you think you might like, and just proxy them all out. Like, get some sleeves, put basic lands in them, and just stick some proxies in there, and play test with your buddies and see what you like to play.
Yep. Yep.
And watching Magic coverage, like watching Grand Prix and Opens and stuff like this, what we're doing here, it's a good way to like see how decks play, like interactions and that sort of thing.
So we see Hunter taking that down with Elves, making Elves look real good.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he just saw all of his lords. The Elvish Clan Caller, I'll tell you what, when it first came out, like I heard people saying, yeah, that doesn't go in my deck.
Oh yeah.
Like it just wasn't good enough, and apparently it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lord, dude. It's a 2-mana lord in Elves. All the other ones cost 3. So out of the Elves side, where we got a Shaper's Sanctuary, a Golgari Charm, 2 Abrupt Decay, a Damping Sphere, an Essence Warden, a Phyrexian Revoker, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 Rex Stage, a Heroic Intervention, and 2 Thoughtseize. I like the Heroic Intervention. I like the Shaper's Sanctuary, and maybe Phyrexian Revoker to name a Planeswalker, Thoughtseize to get a sweeper, but I definitely like the Heroic Intervention and Shaper Sanctuary. And Golgari Charm regenerates, right?
I believe so. Regenerate each creature you control.
Let's get Golgari Charm up to confirm that. I'm pretty sure Golgari Charm can regenerate.
Well, Justin's sideboard.
It regenerates something.
Justin's sideboard, we've already talked about it a little bit. I see. Is it Staticaster?
Oh, it's a Staticaster's a house.
I can see Engineered Explosives, and I could see.
Baneslayer Angel.
Maybe Ruka.
Why not? Okay. You regenerate each creature you control.
Yeah, that's good. The Bird of Herman?
The Bird of Herm 35. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Keeps the stream going and growing strong. Yeah, regenerate all creatures. No, I definitely like that here. It doesn't work against Wrath of God, but it works against Engineered Explosives and Supreme Verdict.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Supreme or nothing.
And it works against Bolt and Helix and all that stuff.
And Day of Judgment.
Day of Judgment, which is not in Justin's deck at all.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, you never know.
If it was, he could regenerate through it, because it doesn't say can't be regenerated.
Well, honestly, Justin's main deck is really, really well equipped to deal with the Elves deck.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter just saw all of his lords.
Yep.
Like, those could have easily just been Dwynen's Elite and other not lords.
Yeah.
You know, more mana dorks. But I like the Golgari Charm, Shaper Sanctuary, Heroic Intervention. Let's do it.
So let's talk about the news card. What do you think about Elvish Clan Caller?
Oh, I think it's cool.
Someone you know, PK?
Oh, that's
right.
Yeah. I was trying to say it was an actual word, but anyway, we yeah, like that. I was gonna fail completely. Thanks for the follow. We appreciate it. So Elvish Clan Caller, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got great art. Double green for a 1/1. Other elves you control get +1/+1. If you pay 6 and tap it, you go get another one. I'd like to see that actually happen. I don't think that's going to come up a lot.
Well, what's interesting about that ability is it puts it straight into play, so you get to, at instant speed, just pump your whole board.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how often that comes up. Like, I'd like to ask Hunter how many times
Lightning Helix.
I like to ask Hunter.
Ulted the bird, guys.
I like to see. I'd like to know how many times Hunter's done that in the month and a half he's been playing the card since it's come out. Because it's some new cards from M19. The M stands for core. And here we see the Elvish Clan Caller.
Justin's gonna be thinking about here a little bit.
I'm a big fan of the unlands. So any of them, like unhinged, unstable.
I'm a really big fan of the old border basic lands. For example, my Tron basics are foil onslaught basics, and it really just depends on what art you like. So just like look over a whole bunch of basic lands, old and new and in between, and find art that you like.
Yeah.
And find a, if I really like my borders to all match, so I've got the old bordered Tron lands, so I got the old bordered basic lands. You just got to find something that you like. That's what it's really all about.
I'm on unhinged. I like unhinged lands. Those were the big deal like when I first started playing, so they have like that level of nostalgia for me, and I've always been a fan of full art. So
yeah, I really like some of the Onslaught islands. I'm replying to chat. There's one particular island that's got like a little mini island in the distance with what looks like a clock tower on it. That's probably my favorite island from Onslaught, at least.
I really want to see the new art for Sacred Foundry. I'm gonna get a couple just to have, so I have an option. I love the Roth Alexander from the original Ravnica, but I think it's cool to have. I think it's cool to have old some other ones. Yeah, they're not on Rob Alexander level, but it's cool. Like, you get new artists in there. They're not always bad. I didn't particularly care for the Gate Crash ones, but whatever. I guess I could get those too.
Yeah, I just...
The new Sacred Foundry is the worst of them. That makes sense. I mean, it's hard to draw that. Like...
all the fetches and Shock's Iron are all...
They were really pushing it with that one, a Sacred Foundry. Like, a temple that makes weapons. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, looks like we're just on the beats here.
Yeah. I think Hunter's got enough of a board. I don't know how much you would really want, outside of a Lord, I don't know how much you would really want to add to this board, because that just makes you more susceptible to a sweeper.
If he makes one more land drop, he can actually activate Clan Caller and get in more damage.
That's fine with me. Yeah, I'm about it. We might see Elves take it down here. Justin's got to do something.
But he's not going to go get he's not going to go get the dude. Oh, he didn't have another land drop, that's why.
Snapcaster Mage, Path. Oh, Helix. Okay.
That's even better.
Yeah. Snapcaster Mage. So he's gonna Lightning Helix one of the Clan Callers, block the other one, and then take 3. That's fine. He basically doesn't take any because he gains his life total will stay the same. That's fine.
A Golgari Charm here would be sweet.
Golgari Charm here would be sweet. I completely agree.
You get to untap and go fetch for that other Clan Caller. I just want to see him.
Oh, there's a new Goblin. Oh, you guys, we have to finish this. I want to see all these spoilers. Stop talking about them.
Yo, man, I'm going to need... If you're talking about new Goblins, man, my EDH...
Oh... I really want to see these new Boros cards. I think the new Izzet ability is pretty cool from what I've heard. It's like a combination of like retrace and flashback.
Yeah.
That sounds lit. But we got to finish this game. Man, you guys are gonna be so excited.
So
I love Ravnica.
Dex aside, indifference aside, who do you want to win this?
Me?
Yeah.
I think this elf deck is really sweet. Honestly, you know me, I like 2-color decks. I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of the tribal thing, but man, this makes it look good. I'm not picking favorites here. I think both of these players have earned it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want Justin to win so that he can go with us to the PTQ. But Hunter's just executing his deck so masterfully. Right?
Yeah, he's making this deck look good. I really got to hand it to him.
He's just rocking it. And Justin's just not seeing the answers that he's doing everything that he can.
There's a bolt that helps, but he's just got 2 lands in his hand. Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think we're gonna see Hunter. So like, man, way to go, dude! Like Hunter snuck into the top 8. He was our only X2. He came in at 8th seed.
This is the 7th and 8th seed playing. Right
he's just been he's been on the draw, like game 1 every time, and he's just running it. Run the jewels, baby. We're going to see him cycle this land. I say that. He has to play it first. It's not the same as cycling, but it's basically cycling.
Land cycling.
Yeah.
Not really.
Here comes
another Arch Druid. No,
it's a Zuri.
Oh, no.
It's a Zuri.
Can Justin
he can activate it.
Can Justin, is there any line here that wins Justin, that gets Justin?
So let's count it up. The clan collar will be a 4. The clan collar will be a God. Yeah.
Clan collar, it's gonna be a 5/5.
Y Wolf, thanks for the follow. We appreciate it.
They always ask why Wolf, but they never ask how Wolf.
And then
another one popped up in like a split second. It was gone. Yeah. Whoever you were, we love you.
We appreciate it. Keeps the stream going and growing strong. I think this is it right here, because Justin can bolt one of these things, and then so we're gonna see Arch Druid activate Azuri. Okay, that's it. Hunter Wagner is our PPTQ champion. Congratulations, Elves. Look at that.
Yeah, that was a quick final.
So I'm gonna go out there and talk to Hunter, and do a little interview with him if he's game. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out on the stream today. We really appreciate it, and that's gonna do it for us. That's gonna do it for us here at the booth. It's been Zachary Creamer and Connor Sloan, and we're gonna sign off here at the commentator booth, and I'm gonna go out there and talk to Hunter about his win and a little bit about Elves.
Yep. We'll see you all next Friday when me and Zach will be back on camera.
We won't be here Friday. We're going to be at the Grand Prix Detroit.
You're right. I forgot about that.
If you see us there and recognize us and want to come up and say hi, feel free to do so. We'll be there with our good buddy Michael Farrell.
Baby Karn, let's do it.
+1, reveal the top 2 cards in my library. You put one in my hand, one under Karn.
Yeah.
Two bombs, let's do it.
Silver.
I'm going to minus.
Is he minusing?
And get me a token.
Making a 1/1.
Well, that takes 2 off. It starts with 5. Yeah. God, Karn starts with 5.
Of course he does. He's Karn. The most unkillable.
I mean, how disappointing would it be if the Karn wasn't like amazing, right?
Great.
Like, oh, that'd be such a terrible thing to make the Karn a little less good. So I don't know, the Jaya could be playable.
Right.
You seen the Jaya?
Yep. It's got potential. It's just not good.
What are you talking about?
What? It could find a home somewhere.
Oh, okay. Card wasn't even good in limited.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's got a pretty big deck building restriction, but
Teferi gets a, and I love this about Teferi. Teferi gets to show up, get his spark back, turn into Denzel Washington, and like
he's definitely Idris Elba in this one.
And Jaya shows up after years of us not seeing her.
What if you're Topo? What do you give him?
Yeah, totally. I mean, Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was on the field when I blocked.
6 mana, 6/6. Yeah, that looks like to be game.
So
All right, redemption.
Topol's one threat that he saw that game was a 3-2 that Terrell was able to handle very easily. We saw the disruption. The Blood Moon just doesn't do anything here.
It's disruption plus a clock. You have to have both.
Garbage, but we're playing among friends. Can you really
I like the land destruction out of Topol's deck. I don't think... It depends. It's really interesting. Like, I think it comes down to whether or not Terrell gets a waste.
Yes.
He cannot cast his threats without a waste. It would limit him to, like, a turn 6 Worm Coil Engine.
He has to have a waste or a Mind Stone to cast the spells. Topol does have, I assume he's bringing Artifact Destruction, and his Stone Rains can actually hit the basic waste without the damage.
Oh yeah, the damage on Molten Rain is incidental.
Yeah.
This deck doesn't care about that. In fact, they're only playing it because you can hit it with Bloodbraid Elf. Before they were playing Acid Moss.
Yep.
To accelerate themselves. Acid Moss is a cool card. It does both of the things you're trying to do: destroy a land and ramp. I like it in the Scapeshift deck as well.
Yeah.
All right, hello everybody, welcome back. This is Zachary Creamer, and I've got our winner of the Season 3 PPTQ here, Hunter Wagner. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
So, Elves, good deck choice.
Oh, thank you. I was a little bit worried in the meta with a lot of blue-white decks because Instant Speed Terminus is really rough, especially when they can do it on like turn 2, like Op, Terminus. But it worked out for me. I ended up playing against 1, 2, 3 blue-white decks, and I beat them all, and I beat Jeskai twice, so it actually
Good
worked
job.
out.
Yeah. I saw you had a couple of like I really like the Golgari Charm and the Heroic Intervention in your sideboard. Those don't really do a lot against Terminus. So how was it that you were able to beat white-blue control so much?
Mostly luck. Collected Company was great. Shaman of the Pack is the best card in the deck. Obviously, it pushes.
You heard it here first, Shaman of the Pack.
It pushes Elves just a little bit far because you just get those lucky Collected Companies where you double Shaman, which happened a couple times this tournament. The Heroic Intervention and the Golgari Charm in the sideboard were just kind of choices because I have the deck online also, but they didn't perform very well, so I could see changing those. To, to
interesting.
Like maybe a third Thoughtseize or I don't know what else I would think about right now.
I've been saying it for a while. I think if you want to play Collected Company in this format, Elves is the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, Collected Company, to build a Collected Company deck, you want to be playing green creatures, mana dorks, have a lot of guys on 3, and Elves was already doing that before Collected Company was even a card. It just fits right into the deck. You get to play Collected Company. You don't have to. The deck was already built to play it.
Yeah.
So were there any really notable plays you had today? Something that really stands out?
Let's see here. Against a Jeskai opponent, we were in the 3rd game. He was at 5, I think. And I just had a Horizon Canopy in play, like untapped. So my opponent, I attacked. They Field of Ruined my tapped Cavernous Souls, so I got a forest untapped. They took some amount of damage, and then I ended up playing Cavernous Souls, naming Elf, and playing Shaman of the Pack for the win. So it kind of ramped me in a weird way. Which
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, otherwise I would have been dead next turn. So
you mentioned a little bit about tweaks to your sideboard. Are there any specific changes you would make, other than the ones you mentioned?
Other than the ones I mentioned, I have Phyrexian Revoker in there. I didn't bring it in a single matchup, so I guess he cut in that because it just seemed really bad. So I would probably cut that for maybe an Elvis Champion.
Okay.
kind of just another lord that busts people, or Imperious Perfect, because you know if you need to.
Yeah, a friend of ours has played the Elvish champion before. It's a pretty neat one. There's a really sweet promo from the JSS.
Yeah.
So one more question for you. There's a little game that I like to play.
Okay.
So we all know, we love or hate the ban list. It's a point of it's a hot topic, a point of contention amongst modern players. The little game, there's the prize money, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you get for winning a PPTQ. So check your local listings to see if any are in your area. So the little game I like to play is you have to unban a card, you have to ban a card, and you have to print a card into the format. Okay. So it's like a card from a commander set or any legacy legal set. So take a card off the ban list, put a card on the ban list, and print a card into the format. So unban. What's your pick?
Unban. I know some people are going to disagree, but I want Stoneforge Mystic. I'm not saying to be good for the format.
I thought you were going to say Green Sun Zenith. I think it's admirable that you said.
I also play fairies, and I really just want to play Stoneforge Mystic in my fairies deck and do that cool thing. I don't want to do anything too degenerate with it.
That's perfectly reasonable. That's the most common answer for that. How about banning a card? Is there anything that's currently legal that you think shouldn't be? You can say nothing.
Once again, people will disagree, but I think Faithless Looting is a little bit too powerful. It just really, all the graveyard decks, it's just a 4 of, and it really pushes the decks too far, in my opinion. Too much consistency among the decks. It's basically a red Brainstorm of Modern. So. Oh yeah, for sure. The difference between where we were last year in Modern and this year in Modern is we've recognized that Faithless Looting is one of, if not the best card in the format. People complain a lot about Ancient Stirrings, but I always tell them, dude, Faithless Looting is like way better. It just adds too much consistency, and the decks that are played in are super...
That's the real issue. How about a card that's not currently legal that would have to be printed into the format?
Not currently legal that we printed into the format.
It can be from a commander set, a legacy set.
I'm not sure on that one.
Think like, you know, Baleful Strix or Containment Priest.
Oh, I think Charlotte's Agent would be pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
I think it would give the Sultai deck a little bit of boost to kind of be...
You can Bloodbraid Elf into you could Bloodbraid Elf into Shardless Agent into something.
Abzan has like the Lingering Souls, you know, they have that grinding engine, and then Jund has Bloodbraid Elf, but Sultai doesn't have anything.
Sure.
But if they had Shardless Agent, that's kind of like a 2-for-1 type deal, and that could be able to help grind out some matchups. So I think that'd be neat.
Okay,
other
cool.
decks would probably play it too,
so Stoneforge Mystic, Faithless Looting, Shardless Agent.
Yes.
All right, well, congratulations again on your win.
Appreciate it.
And we got some questions at home.
So we were talking about Elvis Clan Caller. Did you ever use the activated ability at all?
It comes up quite often, to be honest.
Really? Yeah. Okay. That was one I was wondering on stream.
It's like I probably activated 4 or 5 times this tournament.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
It's kind of weird. So what Clan Caller does for the deck, you're not playing derpy Visionaries anymore.
That's interesting.
You're a lot faster, and if you don't have Azuri, then that's kind of like an extra Azuri in a weird way. You kind of just have your Elvish Archdruids and nothing to do with your mana, so you're like, oh, I'll get another Clan Caller, and then it just comes out of... There's a couple points, I think there was 2 points where I had all 4 Clan Callers in play, so...
Nice.
I was really waiting to see you go for an attack and leave one up to before damage, get the other down.
Well, that comes up every now and then.
Congratulations again on the win, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. This is Zachary Creamer, and we're signing off.